All right, I've started the stream. 4 minutes. They can't hear us. That gives me time to make a tweet. It's also a good time for bathrooms and water and all that stuff. Everyone sounded great, by the way. Everyone's mic'd. You are all professionals. I'll bring a smile on my face. I'm gonna get water. Be right back. Where does Yunsuin take place? Like, what kind of land is this, environment-wise? Woods? So... jungle? Cool. So can I put jungly as my favorite environment? Jungly. Jungly. Yeah, like not full jungle. It doesn't count in jungle, but like when it's jungly. We got a minute left on the countdown. We're all good. Everyone's ready to go. All our names are changed. OBS is working.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Once Upon a Game. We'll be playing Vagabonds of Dyfed by Ben and Jessica Dutter, and we'll be exploring a very tiny bit of the OSR setting, Yunsoon, Purple Land by David Grogan. That's this book. So basically, Vagabonds of Yunsoon. I'm Matthias, he, him pronouns. I'm at MTHSBLGR on Twitter, and I'm super excited to finally get to run this for these lovely people on this super awesome channel. Yeah. So why don't we go around so everybody can introduce themselves by the order in Roll20, so from left to right. That'd be
Josh
first.
Sorry. Hey, I am a pro restarter, also known as Josh. Yeah, I am super happy to be here, be fighting on this awesome channel, play with these awesome people. First time me playing Vagabonds of Dyfed. Yeah, and I am playing a mouse mage who is very cool with nature. That's me. Haha.
And Lauren?
Hi, sorry. Okay, hello. I'm Lauren. I am very excited to play with these lovely people. I have never played this system before, so I'm excited to mess everything up. And I am playing Priya, who is a human pyromancer with a taste for vengeance.
Ooh.
I think that's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Steven. I'm super excited to be here and playing as well. I've wanted to play Vagabonds of Dyfed for a while now. I'm going to play Zarpixaban, a beastkin, lizard person warrior who's out to prove himself at the tip of his spear.
That only leaves you.
And then saving the best for last is me, Eric. He or they pronouns. And I'm playing Flechette. Flechette is an adventurer, and she believes in the 3 Ps. She believes in plundering, pillaging, and profiting.
Great. Awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Couple of points of order. We're going to be using safety tools to accommodate us tonight. So particularly, we've set up lines and veils beforehand, so that we know what we want to touch or not touch on, which is a line. We won't go there at all, and veils are things where they can be part of the fiction, but we won't include them as details. Basically, we pull a veil, fade to black on those things. And we'll also be using the X and an O cards. So X card is basically when you notice something where you don't want to go, that you're not feeling comfortable with, that shouldn't be part of the game from your point of view. You can X card this. Basically, you can go say, I want to X card this. You can put an X in chat. It can be in the private chat, in the Zoom chat. And then we just rewind a bit, find a different route for the narrative to go. No questions asked. Doesn't need to be explained. The end card is when you're feeling like, oh, we might be coming up upon something, and you want to warn the other people at the table that, hey, this might be, tread carefully, please, so everyone knows to slow down and play. And the O card is when we're getting into maybe intense and emotional territory, but you want to continue on that path, exploring that, even though you might look distraught, which can happen, right? People have been known, find the good sweet tears and stories. It's a good thing. Yeah, exactly. I've also got a little bit something prepared for that. If you look at Roll20, what's the menu actually called on the right? If you take the
I don't work there.
second,
I have no idea.
second
Art
from the
library.
right, the second
Collection. It's the collections.
the collection, right? Yeah, where you find the macros.
Oh, you have a macro for them. You are a blessed individual.
Oh, that's so good.
So you should be able to.
And then if you right click them, you can color code them to red, yellow, and green.
Yeah. I mean, you can try them because there's one more thing, and that's shout out to Summer because I put in her 3-sided coin there. So if you want to try using them for a moment.
That's awesome. It's not anonymous, which is probably okay, but that's cool.
Yeah, if you want it to be not on like X in the Zoom chat counts just as much.
This is tight. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's a thing that's going to be in each and every one of my games from now on.
Yeah.
So we are cool with those safety tools. Any comments about that?
I use cue cards. So if I forget to click a macro and hold up a cue card,
you want to show them so we can
see these well enough. I just have X and O right now. All
good
right.
for me.
That's cool.
As long as they are visible, because I mean, I'll try and use the macro because it's beautiful. But if I forget,
use what you can also go like that, right? Or I think the most natural way often is to just say I want to X card this.
Yeah.
All right. So then let's actually get into the game. What are we actually doing tonight? So the concept is that you're going to be playing a group of adventurers that are following up on a substantial rumor about some cultists that have holed themselves up in a place in the abandoned old town. And I'll get to what's the old town, what's the Yellow City, where we're west of as we start play. These cultists are supposed to have come into a possession of an ancient artifact that you all covered for one reason or another. We'll find out about that. And what we're aiming for tonight is trying to find out if these adventurers, if they can retrieve the artifact, how you will handle the cultists, and if you can make your way out of Old Town with the prize and or your lives. Who knows? We'll see. The tone is your typical adventuring party, right? It's these kind of hapless but also very savvy and capable adventurers that are going to explore, connive, and fight their way through all these dangers we might encounter. It's what I'm trying out here as well is there's lots of random tables, so I don't actually know all the details, and we'll find that out. I want to try that out and see how that feels. Very general. Yunsuin is a setting that's heavily Southeastern Asian inspired, but leaves a lot of the details so vague and indeterminate or determined by the group as we play that it doesn't ever really present anything from real life or do analogs of those. So it's flavor in that sense. I think one of the best analogies I've heard, the idea is a little bit like how D&D is very inspired by Western myths. Like the monsters are kind of inspired, but they're not trying to represent anything specifically. Subject matter we might hit on is, I mentioned cults, potentially possessed people. We already heard there might be some unethical motivations in the PCs. we'll probably encounter some strange monsters. Yeah,
Categorically
so-
reject that.
And of course, it's also kind of not necessarily grave robbing, but yeah, that like getting possessions of ancient artifacts that don't belong to you.
All problematic.
And also opium and tea. Those are things that might come up at some point.
Definitely, most certainly will come up.
Any questions thus far about like setting or the setup?
Are we gonna go over people's traits because I want to know them?
Yeah, like that's the next thing. Talk about let's do like proper character introductions and like finalizing what you still have left to determine and on there. Also, if at any point anybody has like any rules pointers, like feel you're welcome to point those out. I don't mind, like actually the opposite. So yeah, maybe let's start with, well, I guess let's hear about La Boo Boo.
Yes.
So the game uses traits to determine later on what you're going to be rolling. So what kind of traits does La Boo Boo have?
Well, I'm just going to say these normally. So my first love
Well,
trait.
that was quick.
Well, I don't need to.
Coward.
Oh, I'm a coward, am I? Well, let me show you.
Sorry.
No, but my first trait is my approach to conflict, apologetic. It's my first tag. My goal, live life to the fullest. My gimmick, always smells of smoke because I don't know why I don't smoke pipe weed or anything. My background, nomadic hunter. My foreground, boundary warden. And my weakness, I'm just a naive little mouse. The pronouns are they, them.
What does boundary warden mean?
So how I took it was just they patrol like the boundary of like forests, and they kind of like protect those kinds of areas. That's how I kind of took it, because I was kind of going for like because they control vegetation, so I was kind of going for a more like druid, nature-based kind of character.
You're a forest bouncer.
Yeah,
Nobody
nice.
can get in.
forest bouncer.
I wish that was the proper name instead of a ranger.
Forest bouncer is great. I love that.
These toadstools expecting you.
And you already mentioned your technique there, controlling vegetation.
Control vegetation. I'm a beastkin, as I mentioned before. I'm a mouse.
What's
Yeah.
your flaw?
My floor is knave.
No. There's a core flaw. It's like a big thing. It's on the left side or the right.
Yeah, that's a more complex one.
Oh, I didn't see that in the character creation thing. I'll do that in a minute.
It's like a tiny thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and
I almost
if
missed
you look
Will
at if you look at
eat anything that grows on the ground. Anything.
nice. Okay, that's
Mostly
awesome,
mushrooms.
Did you say anything that grows on the ground or falls to the ground?
I mean, anything in the forest, really.
Okay. Stones don't grow, right? That's
I
not.
mean, some of them do. Crystals grow.
Yeah. It's
It's true.
igneous rocks, technically.
I haven't learned how to eat them yet, but I'm trying.
All right. Just wondering.
The shavings at the moment.
cool. Yeah. So let's hear about Priya.
Yeah. So Priya is a human woman. She learned magic because her husband summoned a demon and then tried to sacrifice her to the demons. That's the concept. Her approach to conflict is pragmatic. Her goal is to murder her husband. Her gimmick is that she is flirtatious with all. Her background was that she worked at a tea house / opium den. Her foreground, I wrote vigilante demon hunter mage. And her weakness is that she faints at the sight of blood. And my core flaw is I will stop at nothing to get my revenge. It matters more than any mission or job. And she's a pyromancer.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
No, yeah, it's great. Cool.
And that leaves me, right?
And
Well,
Steve,
And me.
Zard.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but
maybe I should go first so we save the best for last. Truly the best for last.
yeah, the one
How do you
who's
feel
going
about
to
Steve?
carry us through this
Yeah.
adventure.
So I didn't mean to actually interrupt. No, okay then. I'm sorry. Now I'm making it awkward. I'll just go. Sorry. I'm playing Flechette. Flechette's also a human adventurer. Born. Her background is unimportant and uninspiring. But she also is she's a guide. She gets paid to keep people from getting lost in the jungles. So naturally, she's broke as heck, and gets by doing a couple other things on the side, namely pillaging and watching other people make horrible mistakes and embodying the second mouse gets the cheese mentality here. So her approach is to run today and fight another day. Naturally, why go ahead and take the ouch when someone else can do it for you, and just be risky. Like, why just run away? The second part, it would be my goal is obviously to plunder the 3 Ps, as I mentioned before: plunder, pillage, profit. I am overeager, so I'm so super excited about all new ideas, and my mind runs with ways to get money that never pan out because I'm too skittish. And then the last ones here is that also I'm just also kind of risky in terms of like I want to take these risks, but also I'm very like skittish to actually do them. I'm familiar if you were here at the start and when the mic was not live during the countdown. That didn't happen. You would have heard that my favorite environment is jungly because I'm a scout. I guide people through the jungles.
Cool,
All right.
cool.
Now the moment you all were waiting for. Drum roll.
Hey, so I'm playing Zarpixaban, a lizard warrior, and he has an approach to conflict of killing first and questioning later. That's the best way to stay safe. My goal is to seek vengeance for those who wronged me, because, well, we'll just keep going. The gimmick that Zarpixaban has is that he's got a war story for every occasion. There's always something that reminds him of some fight or duel that he had at one time, and he likes talking about it. His background is that he's on the run for past crimes, and the bad thing about that is he can't remember if he's actually responsible for them or not.
If you have a war story for them, are you just a war criminal?
Maybe. My foreground is to perfect myself through bloodshed and combat. And my weakness is that I'm tunnel visioned. Kind of think about weapons and fighting a little too often. And that goes into my core flaw of violence is the root of all power and often the best and only solution to conflict.
Yeah, you won't get each other none of you will get each other in trouble, right?
Right.
Never.
Okay.
It'll be
So
fine.
I'll have a couple of questions for you, but first, like a little small introduction to the setting. So we're playing close to what's called the Yellow City. And this is the city at the mouth of the God River, has many names. The city of Topaz, the city of Gold, the city of Gods, the old city, the first city, the one city, the Grand Lady, the Great Stink. But it's generally called the Yellow City. At least that's what the people who live there call it. Because of the way it glows in the light of hot, sunny days. So most of the buildings are actually made out of the stone that's of a yellowish color. That's where the name comes from. That's where you came from. Where you are now is the old town. That's when you move west from the Yellow City. Gradually, the city sounds quiet, and it grows less and less busy. And you get a couple of houses, then entire streets, then entire neighborhoods that are abandoned and partly overgrown, reclaimed by the jungle. It's all indicating that once the Yellow City was even larger than it is today, as unbelievable as this might sound. It's generally deemed to be a haunted place, so people don't go there usually. But, and here I have my questions for you. And I think this first question is actually for Priya. What do you hope to gain from finding this artifact? Maybe let's talk about this artifact for a moment.
I think that this artifact will allow me to divine where my husband is so I can murder him.
Would you be so kind and roll a d12 for me?
Oh. 9.
A 9. So you've heard that this artifact is actually shaped like a disc. And could you roll another d12?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a 16. I'm sorry.
We're dead.
Oh, I died. I'm off the show. I'm sorry. It's a 12 though. It's still a 12. It was meant
It's still a
Destiny.
12, yeah. And it's a disc of an mysterious material. We'll see. We'll see what it is going to be now.
What color is it?
Flesh. That's a good question. I think.
I heard it was alabaster.
Yeah, it might as well be, right? But Flechette, my question for you is, how were you convinced to come with, and why was it actually not a likely proposition?
I'm okay. Steven, if you will indulge me for a moment,
All right.
I would love that we are both complicit in a former crime and we both have to leave. And that's why we're together.
Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's why we skipped town. Because we accidentally committed
Killed some people.
light treason, and we had to leave.
Just light treason.
I'll leave to Steven to determine what crime it was that we did. But I'm down for whatever you did. Or we did.
Is that
Awesome.
how it's going to be? Whatever Sarpixapan did?
Yeah.
I
No.
I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Cool. So you kind of more or less even maybe offered your services or your companionship on this venture.
I think that's how we branded it, but it's probably not
Yeah.
actually how it happened. Like, we were running away, and now we need to, like, our little, like, slush fund from our work, our war crime slush fund has run out, and so we need to do a new job. And so now we're masquerading in another part east of the Yellow City, right? The city of Topaz, where as guides. Well, I'm the guide, you're the brute. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're the muscle.
I'm the hired muscle, exactly.
Okay. This is funny because Labubu, I want to know what you are running from secretly, that you readily agreed to join this party. Everybody's running from something except Priya, who's
Running
real
towards
talk.
something.
towards something.
It's a
Yeah.
2018 mood.
I think Labubu was told by their elder to always guard the borders, never go into the center of the forest, do not go in to the Black Temple. And they did, because it was like, what could happen? The forest is gentle, it's always quiet. And I opened the these kind of like black obsidian doors, and just this whoosh of this like wind blew out, but it was all like gray and black. And when I went in there, it was empty. So who knows, right? But I was expelled from the group, and I was told that I have to find what was lost. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that was, but I'll go look.
So is this a point of shame for you, or is this okay?
Yeah, like I disappointed the elder, who's my dad.
So is this also like not something you told the others or would tell the others? You would be more like, no, you're out.
Yeah, no, it's like,
Venturing.
I'm just exploring.
So Xapixaban. There, I think I've got it.
That's it.
So you've heard of the alabaster disc as well. But what do you think it is? And why are you keeping that speculation a secret? Or have you? Like maybe you've been in arguments with Priya about it if you wanted.
I think I am keeping it secret because I might want it for my own reasons. Getting back to what I was saying, I don't remember my crime, but I know that it's heinous, and I have heard that this disc may be able to restore my memory.
Oh, interesting.
And I think, I'm sorry, I know it's not my turn, but I think that the disc lets you forget.
Ooh.
So we all have...
Then I would forget that I forgot.
That's also an acceptable outcome, maybe. All right, nice. So when we now actually come into this, we open up on a rather gruesome first scene, and Xapik Saban, what are you actually armed with? What's your...
It's like a glaive spear
Yeah.
mix hybrid, and like a short sword at my side. But mostly I'm using my spear.
Yeah. So we come upon the face of a person with painfully contorted facial features, and then there's this shaking goes through them, and we see as they slide off the blade of your glaive onto the ground. Interestingly enough, this was someone who told you they might know where you need to go looking for the Disc of Alabaster. But why did they have to die? Xapik Saban? I'm gonna practice it. That's cool. Why did they have to die, and why did you have to make a snap judgment of killing them?
Because what they said was a lie. It's all a lie. And the only way to bring out the truth is with blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go badly for me.
Cool. So, I think Flechette, you've been suspecting them for a while now.
Yeah.
Why did you still choose them as like this local guide? As you hired them, or you convinced them to give you directions?
Oh, I know exactly what it looks like. So you just gored this person with your spear, right? And I come over and flip through the guy's, I assume it's a guy, his like field jacket, kind of like armor, gambeson kind of thing that he's wearing. And I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I pull out, and there are 4 sets of the identical playing card. And I was like, knew that fucker was cheating. Just throw them out into the jungle.
So this was a ploy for getting revenge on them?
Oh,
on
yeah.
him?
Dude cheats at cards.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Let's see.
And then I rummage through the rest of him to get money and stuff, too. I get my money back, but I'm generous, and I throw also...
Most of my friends call me Czar.
Zarpixaban, the pancreatic cancer drug. I give you your own share too, back and being like, there. I think that's right. That should be about right. Yeah. And we hear the sounds of like the ambient jungle. What day is it, or like time of day? Midday. It's bright, luscious.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's midday.
Okay.
So there's the sun coming through the foliage around, like these.
Does it look like the picture?
Like overgrown, like the pictures.
Yeah.
Overgrown ruins.
Yeah. This dude's totally like impaled like on those stairs, like right in front, for sure.
Mhm.
Right, just all splatched around. In fact, I kick him off the stairs so he like falls on the ground after I looted him. I look at him and I spit. I'm like, cheaters don't even deserve to be buried.
Did you see this happen, Labubu?
Was this done like in the forest or in the city, or?
It's middle of the jungle.
It's the abandoned ruins of the city here that are overgrown.
Yeah. I think I saw the end of it. Like, I don't know what it was, but I just saw like the murder kind of thing, but I didn't see like why it happened. Like what led up to it, just like the end of it kind of thing.
Nice. How do you react to that?
Do I react to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I walk
I
by and we
think-
make eye contact.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, he must have done something real bad.
Don't cheat at cards, kid. That's how
I look over and I say, cheaters should be dealt with swiftly.
Oh, should never cheat. Law of nature is absolute.
I think as this is happening, Priya, and there's a reason why you all stopped in this like little square here, because there's a rune that looked like, oh yeah, you can, that actually has some kind of like the upper floors are still intact, and you decided maybe to go up and have a look around in the surrounding area, and let's have someone else roll for a moment for what you actually see. Stephen, do you want to roll for me a d10?
All right. We got a 4.
And again, please.
A 3.
Nice.
we're dead.
So yeah, Priya, you're standing. I think this might be like the third floor, and you're looking out, and you can you can see above the tree line from here, and you actually see what you set out, or where you suspected the disc might be found, and it's a tower. That is old and overgrown and partly crumbling, but seems to be intact enough. Like it still has a top that you should be able to get up to. And I think if you look closely, you like it's kind of down this street, or what was once a street. And you can see like faint movement at the end of the street at the foot of the tower. This must be it. What do you do?
I'm gonna call over to them. As soon as I saw it go bad, I as soon as I saw the weapons go out, I was like, I'm just gonna leave now. And I say, clean yourselves up. I found it.
I call back because I'm probably like went to a stream or something, like watching my blade and just looking at some other stuff that I grabbed up. Like, are you sure? Not like last time?
I'm pretty sure.
All right, check for snakes.
I think
You're the guide.
Well, you found it. I'm busy.
Okay, fine.
They slither like dark places.
I just start burning brush near the ground
Ah!
in small controlled burns.
I regrow it. What are you doing?
Checking for snakes.
Just
Look,
wiggle
they're
the brush.
Yeah, the snakes will leave if their home is on fire.
Why can't you just use like a weapon?
And she holds up her hand, and she has one of those bracelets that like hand chain bracelety things, the big orange gem in the middle, and she's like, this is my weapon.
I can check. The snakes are friendly, unless you're mean to them, they won't hurt you.
So as they are squabbling, Xap, Xapixaban, you notice like your keen warrior senses make you look in a direction. You notice a figure standing, coming out like what might once have been an alley.
We're dead.
They're not really looking towards you. They're like kind of shuffling forward. What do you do?
I rush it, glaive in hand. There shouldn't be people this far out.
Yeah, it's like dressed in just drags and kind of looks mangled. And as you rush towards that figure, you're not getting a reaction like you would normally expect from when you rush someone. There's
Right.
usually always a reaction, right? Do you continue with your rush or with your?
I think I call out for the others to hear, to know that I'm running through like these leaves or whatnot. Probably darting from side to side as I rush towards it. But yeah, I get as close as I can and engage if it engages me.
I think yeah, you end with basically the tip of your glaive at its throat, and then it kind of stops in its movement, and it moves
what is it?
slowly over. It's a man, it seems like, and
Like drunken and disoriented?
not
smell
even
bad?
like even more lethargic. It looks at
Okay.
you, Xar, and like it takes a whole moment until there's like a recognition of, and it's a form of recognition of, oh, there is another being here. And then it like slightly turns towards you, unless you like keep your glaive to hold it off.
Oh yeah,
Then
definitely.
it immediately stops, but then it like its hand goes up to basically touch your blade, just to feels for it. Like you can pull it away anytime.
Yeah,
But it's kind
definitely.
of like-
I'll like bat its arm away and like push it away from me with the haft of the spear.
Yeah, so it stumbles backwards and like trips over a root and falls.
Have I ever seen anything like this before? Is it a
I mean,
zombie?
No, it doesn't smell like a zombie.
Because we've been in plenty of battlefields and a lot of weird stuff
Yeah.
happens. Okay.
It's not decayed.
Mm.
It's just this person you would say it's a street beggar if you met them in town, right?
Mm.
But right now it's just like it's trying to get up again, like, and it's kind of fixated on you.
I guess I'll call out to it. I'll be like, "What do you want?" Point my spear towards it.
Yeah, you get a response. It's a throaty. And it reaches out a hand, and like
I take its hand off.
nice. You, the rest of you, you're watching this. What are you all doing?
I'm not paying attention. I'm still like cleaning and doing stuff. I assume Zarpixaban would holler if he needs anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident in my friend's ability.
I think I'm still arguing with Labubu about snakes.
If you just ask the snake, he'll come out peacefully.
Look, not everybody. It's weird that you talk to snakes. That's not a thing people do.
Well, have you tried? If more people did it, maybe it would be normal.
Whatever.
you can do this, Xar, but I still want to see a roll here.
Okay.
So yeah, let's have a look how like there's one central mechanic, and it's always 2d6 plus your aptitude, and the aptitude is something we talk about. Each tag that might be helpful to you will give you a +1. Each tag that might be harmful to your intention might give you -1. So what do you think? What tags help you here?
I'm thinking kill first, questions later might help.
Yeah.
And perfect myself through bloodshed.
Definitely. Yeah, so that would be +2. There's nothing really opposing you here. So I think you might even you'll get another +1.
Cool. So +3 altogether?
Situational bonus, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll box card it.
Nice. Yeah, so what does this look like as you take it or his hand off?
Yeah, it like reaches out to me, and I think Zarpixaban just sidesteps and carries the glaive over and just clean cuts at the elbow.
Yeah, and I think it stops completely in its tracks, like not understanding what's happening. There's not even like a sound of pain or something coming from it.
That's when I cry out for the rest of the group, and I'm like, "You might want to see this."
He's got Pixie. I'm having a very detailed. What the fuck is that?
So this is not the first time I have, this is not my first rodeo with this particular group, I think. They all know what I get when I'm around blood. Mm-hmm. I say, without turning around, do I really need to?
Yeah. And the rest of you look back to this creature or this person, right? You just see the stump that's spurting blood.
I'm just tapping you. Yeah, you gotta see this. You gotta see this.
Okay, somebody other than Labubu. Flechette. Do we need to see this?
Why? I look over and
I'm like, what is this thing?
Is he just is our adversary just chilling, like letting the blood go out, like it's not like freaking out?
Kind of just looking at it.
Yeah. So as you look at this person who's just, it's kind of gone into shock, but it's standing there, its arm held out with the missing hand, bleeding, like eyes are wide, but it's not taking any intentional actions. Right. But the body is clearly like responding to being like severely hurt.
I want to get paid, so I tell Zarpixaban to stop playing around with this thing, dispatch it, and then I check back in about snake duty. And Priya, are there snakes or no? What was the final call?
No snakes. No snakes.
All right.
There's definitely snakes, but she's like, no, there are no snakes.
All right. Cool. Then you get to go first.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I tell Zarpixaban to, hurry up, let's go.
Cool. So yeah, I take off its head.
Yeah, you can do that. And
with a flourish of the glaive.
And it drops, right? And you all move on past it towards where Priya has spotted the tower. Is there something particular you do, Labubu, as you move past this body on the ground?
Yeah, Labubu goes over to it and just kind of like pats the head and just says, "I'm so sorry. So where are we going again?"
And as you say this, I think we cut over, like this is just like a 5-10 minute walk or something. We cut over as you peer around the next set of ruins towards where the tower is, and what we see is more people like this person lingering about at the foot of the tower. Inside, like some of them are moving about, some of them are sitting or leaning against the wall. And there's like, as the camera swings up and we see the entire picture, there's like a couple of dozen of those. And I think this is where we go for our first break.
Okay. Cool. Then don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so for more Yoon Suin. Is that how you say it?
Yoon Suin, I think.
Yeah, Yoon Suin.
Yoon Suin.
Yeah, Vagabonds of Yoon Suin. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.
So, I imagine you're all like peering over a couple of ruins, and you're looking at the scene in front of you. And there's this tower, and it kind of has like also like at the foot of it, it's kind of sprawling, and it has like these kind of outhouses, arches attached to it. I'd like to go around once and ask each of you to like name a detail about something that you can make out now that's been repurposed, like that originally served a different purpose, but is now kind of maybe dilapidated, maybe broken down, and can be used, like include those weird lethargic people there. They might use things, but they might use them slowly with like a lack of motivation or something like that.
I'll start.
Sure.
There's a couple buildings that are like 2 stories tall, and the second stories have kind of caved in and broken up. But a little bit of like rope bridges and planks have been like laid down, or some of the rubble has been kind of piled up to sort of like make bridges between the second story buildings. And so I think we probably see like a couple lethargic people just kind of leaning on like a wooden banister between like 2 buildings with like an alley underneath it, right? There's probably like some broken like the idea that like the facade of like the building has fallen off, so it's like you can kind of see like where the window should have been, like so it's like half broken down underneath it. And yeah, and they're just like just hanging up above there, loitering around.
Nice.
How reclaimed is this place by the jungle?
Fairly. There's like
So
I don't know what these
so would you say
trees
it's
are called.
it's jungle-ish?
It is. We're
Okay.
in jungle-ish territory. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've got an
Like
idea.
this, like
Jungle-ish or jungle-y?
right.
'Cause they're different. Okay.
Definitely jungly.
All right.
I was thinking maybe one of the smaller buildings, if not the tower itself, used to have this large like gold disc on top that would like reflect the sunlight, but like it has fallen off and is like sticking out of a roof or like out of a hill in the front. And there's like
sticking out of a roof. That's awesome.
And
Just like falling into it.
Right. That's exactly what it was. And then, like maybe below, we see some of these lethargic people, gathered around, and we can see their reflections in like the muddied part of the disc.
Oh, are they actually looking at themselves?
I think so.
And yeah, we see this where they're like
Right.
that,
Or maybe
yeah.
they're like walking into the reflection.
Oh, yeah. One of them
Yeah.
is yeah.
Both of those.
Cat/dog. Yeah, I think there's like on the ground, there was this like intricate like dugout path where like running water would do this like water art that would have this like seamless like pattern, but the water is just become stagnant and vile, and it's actually like billowing out this like weird like black greenish like gas, and we think we see one of like the creatures like walk past like on one of these planks, and the plank like breaks, and we just see it slowly dissolve in this like small little like crevice.
Ooh.
Cool.
That's like near the courtyard, I guess.
Oh, okay. So there's this sounds like acidic, or this sounds like actual like immediately harmful?
Yeah, I mean it's some kind of like this like
A
extreme
sludge.
purification. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like sinking into it.
Yeah, like it sinks into it, and you just see like these bubbles pop up, and like
Yeah, there's a reaction. Yeah.
it's like game dissolved or eaten or whatever. Exactly.
Spooky.
And you see like a slow reach out, but it's not really like it's not actually grasping at anything.
No, but it does do
Yeah.
this.
Perfect. I love it.
So I think you have.
Yeah, I think there are these old, like limestone statues of old gods that have worn away. So their features of what they used to be are pretty much like indistinguishable, but
Mhm.
something has repurposed them and painted over them and carved into them to be for new deities.
They like became mannequins basically, and then like other people have dressed them up and like paint and
Yeah,
stuff.
or like there's this church in Hungary that was a church, and then it was a mosque, and then it was a church again. And so when you go in, there's all this like different architecture and art in different places, and so it's just like
Yeah, and I think one thing that you notice about this is that if there's like a discernible face, someone like all of them have like done something to the eyes, and particularly actually to the eyebrows. Like sometimes it's like that they either carved out the eyes further, or someone has like stuck like moss or something like to resemble like really bushy eyebrows, something like that. Like that's like a repeatable pattern, and it's always kind of different, but it's always done that way. Yeah, so as you're like taking in the scene, I think you're fairly certain, especially because now that you've spotted this disc, that's a clear sign. This must be the place. What do you do? How do you think, or how do you plan to move on from here? Like, there's no direct threat, but you don't know how they will actually react or respond, right? And there's so many of them.
I think I just like clench my spear and I'm just like, let me at them.
No, not like last time. I like hold your shoulder. They're like capybaras. No, that wouldn't make sense. They don't live here. They're not like a hip. What would be a good? I don't know the animal. Okay, that's like they're like a sloth. Yeah.
Duck turtles.
Yeah, duck turtles.
Yeah, exactly.
Sloth bears.
Yeah, sloth bears. Yeah, sloth bears. They're like sloth bears. Remember? If we just walk right by them, they'll ignore us.
I don't like sloth bears. They're big and slow and big.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5 foot.
Okay. And you're like absolutely like have rodent features.
Yeah, I'm like so like I stand up like a person, and I have like this like the kind of like the mouse head and hands and like the tail.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I go over to you and I say, look, when things aren't sure, when life throws you a curveball, and you're afraid like that, I smack you in the face. Say, wake up. Let's go.
I fought to my knees.
I'm not an inspirational person.
Yeah, like at Labubu's scream.
Yeah.
There's you
There's a
hear
loud
that
whack.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's one of those people moving towards you.
I dock an arrow and say, "Oh shit, Lapopo, look what you did."
I don't think they liked that.
I'm sorry.
Priya's gonna like go down to her knees and like pick up Labu and be like, "It's okay, darling. It's fine.
Hey,
Don't listen to I know she's a very terrible person. Don't worry about it."
They'll never survive if they keep acting like this.
I survived long in the wild. And we just get right. Let me just get some courage weed. Where is it? Where did I put it?
Courage weed. I stole your courage weed.
I get the pouch. It's like, I could have sworn I did a whole pouch.
Here. And she's gonna like go into her bag and she has a tea set, and there's tea in it, but there's also opium. And so she's just gonna like give them some opium. Be like, this will calm you down, but not too much.
Okay. It tastes like courage weed.
Well, yeah. Well, wait a second. That's actually a thing with opium here.
Ooh.
So just
I
let me
can just
find it for a sec.
weed.
In the because it's right, that takes a little bit of time. What are the other two doing with this person that's coming towards you?
I'm just ready, like ready with my glaive, just waiting for it to like cross this mental threshold so I can decapitate it.
Mm-hmm.
We should retreat. Fall back.
There is no retreat.
I look at you and give you one of those expressions like, motherfucker, we've retreated from like everything we've ever done. Like, you know, like look at that expression he says, no retreat. Like, we have always retreated. That's why we're still alive. I gotta retreat. Let's look. It won't be hard to lose these things. I have a plan.
But this is an enemy that we can take on.
One, but there's many, and I have a better plan.
Then we will do your plan, flat shit.
Look, my plan fails. We can kill as many as we want.
Good. I look forward to it.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna disengage.
Yeah.
Assuming Labubu and Priya are cool with it.
Yeah.
Look,
What are we doing?
yeah. In a hushed voice, I say, "We're gonna fall back. I have a plan. We're gonna need to gather as much bushes and shrubbery as we can."
Okay.
I can help with that.
Are we making ghillie suits?
Is this your plan like your last plan? 'Cause
No.
that plan didn't work.
No, I told you. You already checked for snakes. How is it anything like the last plan? Sorry. And all right. No, it's not individual ghillie suits. It's a group one.
Ah.
We're just gonna and then I think about it like, it's just gonna be individuals. That may look more sense. No.
Bro, give me a
Assuming we can lose them.
D8 roll, please.
Yeah. 2.
I mean, ghillie suits wouldn't be a bad idea. But I was kind of thinking about just kind of everyone gets together and holds like a long like vine wall, and we just slowly walk as this vine wall just kind of like separates it, so it just looks, they're looking around because they can't see people, so they're like, that's a wall. They don't care that the wall is moved. They just like, that's a wall. Is my thought.
I have a question about these lethargic people. They haven't reacted really to anything at all.
The slap.
Or maybe Labubu's yell that
They
came
just
from
kind
the
of
slap.
like walked over, but they've moved very slowly so far.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to get these things together, right? So Flechette and Xar decided to disengage, and they're taking
Yeah.
you to as you're like giving the medicine to Labubu. So that's happening at the same time. Give me another D4 roll, please.
I mean, we don't have to do what I'm saying, by the way. Like, just like from a player point, real quick. I'm totally cool when we like, nah, we're staying, and then I would be totally cool with staying too. Right?
I just wanted to like get a confirmation of my understanding of what's been going on.
Totally. But like, yeah, stealthing into this place seems like the plan.
Do you have a D4 for me, Pro?
What was the D8? You said.
Yeah, and now I need a D4.
Okay, cool. 3.
We're dead.
So dead.
So the opium that Priya gave you, it's of a reddish color.
Ooh.
That's the good stuff.
And the poppy deadens the mind.
Oh, that's
and prevents the effects of illusions and other mind-affecting magic for a couple of hours.
This is good.
There is only the void.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone.
So
Flechette.
Joy is an illusion. Sorry, what's up?
Oh,
Well-
I was. Oh,
Go on, Lauren.
Priya?
sorry. Okay, sorry. So I was just gonna say, like, when I hear this plan about like getting branches and stuff, and she thinks about how there were definitely snakes, and she just said there weren't snakes so that we would move faster. And she sees how slow all of these people are. She's just gonna be like, I'm just gonna go and just walk down the road like she should be there.
Okay, so
I loudly yell as she does that. You shouldn't do that.
And there's an immediate reaction of like 3 of them that are like turning into your general direction.
I wait until she's like already getting like she's like in the thick of it too.
So Pixabrand stands like in the middle with his glaive in one hand, like looking back and forth between Flechette and Priya, like trying to make a decision.
Told her not to do it.
Important question. Did you take the tea?
Yeah, I only gave you a little bit.
Fuck, okay.
It's my stash. You can't have it all.
Yeah.
I can grow
You moocher.
I can grow you more puppies.
So yeah, like the call does like 3 of them respond that are like fairly close to you, Priya. And they like slowly start shuffling forward, like kind of half towards you, half towards like what's behind you, right?
Yeah.
What do you do?
She's gonna look at the thrall that's like one of them that's facing her and say, it was Flechette who made the noise. I'm just going this way and keep walking forward.
Like the two next to you, right? They kind of move past you, and the one that you spoke to is kind of moving towards you, like the hand out, trying to like it. It looks like it wants to touch you.
It's like,
What do you do?
whoa, buy me dinner first. Come on. I'm gonna like move. No.
It seems to be fixated on you. I mean, you feel like you can keep your distance.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Just
doing
gonna,
it fast.
yeah, she's just gonna, move away. Like just you when just slide out of the way and past.
Well, it turns with you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Like the other two are like going where like towards probably going to be closing in on Xar, but are going in the direction that the call came from. The one you talked to is now kind of fixated on you. And
So, what's your deal? She's gonna ask it.
And it, do you let it touch you?
She's gonna like intercept by shaking, like moving to shake his hand or its hand. Nice to meet you. My name's Priya.
And it like stops and like this, right? If you shake someone's hand, like there's no, you're not getting real return pressure.
Yeah.
What it does is like it takes its other hand to put it on your hand that's holding its other hand.
We're doing like a hand, like a
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. And it's doing this slowly, like with this very weird feeling where it's
Do they
doing it
feel? Do
slowly.
they feel like? Does it feel like zombie flesh? Does it feel like?
No, it feels warm. Like
Oh.
it's a perfectly alive human being.
Does it kind of seem like to Priya somebody who's on a lot of opium? Like
Oh, good
that
question.
same kind
That
of
is a good
like
question.
lethargy and stuff, because she would
Yeah.
have like that wouldn't phase her as much.
Yeah, so you're like actually like looking into its eyes,
Yeah.
and seeing what kind of reaction you're getting if you're like going like that in front of it, right? Meanwhile, Xar, like Tua come like kind of shuffling forward, not necessarily directly at you, just in your general direction. What do you do?
I think I want to wait and see what Priya does. Like, is she in like my field of vision?
Yeah, you can see her, and she like stopped and it's like holding this thing's hand, and
Right.
maybe even like touching its face to inspect it.
Yeah. Czar was like first off, the first thing he wanted to do is just kill them all. But when he saw that, like, I guess he's waiting to see if it acts aggressively towards Priya, and if it does, then he's going to engage. But if it's not aggressive towards Priya, he's going to stay back.
Okay, well, let's see and find out. Priya will have a role here.
Yeah.
You're inspecting this creature. What tags do you think would help you?
So I definitely think the opium den attendant background would help, because I am used to people like it. Like I have a baseline.
Yep, definitely.
And I think my pragmatic approach to conflict.
So here's the thing. I don't think pragmatic, but I and this is thing. I think your vigilante demon mage is actually helping you here.
Okay.
Maybe we get to find out why.
There could be maybe some demon possession.
Yeah, there could be a thing going on.
Okay.
So it's 2d6 plus 2.
All right. I will do that. I got a 7.
You get a 7. Yeah. So it takes some time, and
she's just like making awkward small talk with this person. Just,
yeah.
hey, so what's the deal with this place?
And you get the feeling that it kind of wants to respond and actually answers, but it's not a discernible language, you think. But what happens is like it's like slowly moved closer and closer towards you. Like it has its hands like on your clothing and like kind of clutching into them. And there's like 2, 3 more that have gotten like awareness of you and moving towards you. But you're pretty certain of a couple of things here. One, that they're alive. They're like in a bad state, but they're alive.
What do you mean
and
a
then-
bad state? Sorry to interrupt you.
Like malnourished, like not like
They're not
haven't-
taking care of themselves. They're like wasted.
exactly. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
Thank
no,
you.
there's no sign of decay here.
Yeah.
But there's definite like something is keeping their mind away from having them like act in a purposeful manner.
Question:
Twitter.
Are they all humans?
Yeah, they're all humans and they're all males.
Okay.
Same age, roughly.
Seems
Different?
like. Yeah,
Like adult.
they're like you would say like now that you've seen like a couple of them, these look like peasants, like
Okay.
from the sign of their clothing,
Right.
or like what's left of their clothing. These might be like peasants taken from somewhere.
Well, I was a peasant taken from somewhere.
Yeah, like maybe that
so
can.
that they look like all like walks of life kind of stuff. Or no, sorry, not walks of life, but just in terms of like different hair colors and skin colors and stuff too. You know what I mean? Or they're all like, are they all like blonde haired? You know, like is there like a pattern here, or is it just seemed like a random sample? People?
No,
Just from a
they
first
seem,
glance, I'm not really investigating.
yeah, no, they seem to be like from the same place. They could
Oh, okay.
like could be all of like from some town.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I got it. Okay.
If
Whatever.
I
That-
may,
You're wrecked, town.
seeing this, and seeing Pyra talk to them, and currently being stoned, Labubu's just gonna be like, "Oh, they're friendly," and it's just going to just like walk up to one, and just be like, "Hey, you look like you're hungry. Here, I have some mushrooms." And it's going to attempt to like feed one.
What kind of mushrooms do you have, dare I ask?
These ones have a bright purple cap with
Yeah.
yellow spots all over it.
Yeah, okay. Just as I thought.
Yeah.
Are you Radagast?
We're dead.
What do you want to achieve with this?
Make a friend.
All right, yeah.
No.
So what's I'll need a roll from you here as well.
Sure.
So what's happening here right now is like more like a couple of them are get drawn to Priya, right? And they're all like getting real up close. Like they don't seem to have any sense of like personal sphere. They don't keep a distance. They're like coming up super close. They might just stand right next to you. Like it's not an aggressive thing. It's a like, oh no, I feel drawn
Yeah.
because there's a person here, and they want to make bodily contact with you.
Did you resolve what I found out about them, or did I only just find out that they're alive and there's like something weird about them?
Yeah, you're fairly certain that something has power over them and keeps their mind from like making decisions for them. So they're half running on autopilot and half running on instinctual stuff. And the body's like doing its thing that it does, but there's like purpose. Like they lack purpose. It seems like.
None of them go into the tower. Like they all like avoid the tower. You said they're all around the tower, but you never said any more like in the tower, right?
Like you can't see from here. Like
Oh, okay.
but like there's no sign that they're actively avoiding it. They're like hanging around all over. Let's see if the Boo Boo can make a friend.
What do I roll?
Well, what tags of yours do you think might help you in this?
So I think Knave may help you in this. Because they're just acting on just pure
Yeah,
like-
they need to feed on something.
yeah,
like-
you know,
yeah.
like it's pure naivete. Just they're hungry.
Are you,
That
Josh? Are you saying knave or naive?
Knave. Like
I hear the
Naive.
same thing. I'm sorry, naive. Sorry.
Naive,
Okay,
yeah.
that's my bad. I swear this whole time I thought you were saying knave. Just saying
Like
the kill.
KN.
Yeah, Knave. Like I
I'm
thought.
sorry.
No, that's no problem. I thought you were just declaratively saying knave. That's a great flaw. It's just like, okay, sorry. That makes way more sense. Continue.
Yeah, no, not you. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
pronounce it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So
2d6 plus 1.
7.
Nice. Okay. So here's the thing. This person, like, once you stuff like the first piece of mushroom in its mouth, right?
Yeah.
And like its mouth immediately starts watering, like in a manner where you're like, oh wow, like that's a lot of saliva.
Someone's got the dribbles.
And yeah, it's immediately like sucking on your fingertips. Like this is like the most response you could have gotten immediately. And then you're like you feel like something brush up behind you, and there are two more, and they're like going for your hand with these things. So you've already made like 4 friends because there's another one joining them.
I've got mushrooms for everybody.
Yeah, if you want to have that, that's definitely a use of adventuring kit.
Yeah, yeah.
Have
I
like
can
a
eat mushrooms as well.
That's why you don't feed birds.
Reputation.
I turn to Flechette and I say, I don't like this.
While these people are like they're like touching Priya, right?
yeah.
Oh, they're dead.
They're just like grabbing at her clothes.
Her toad's
Okay,
dead.
so she's gonna be like, in a very like waitress who is pushing the drunk man into a taxi cab kind of thing, just like, okay, no, this is enough. And she's just gonna turn to the rest and say, so they're brainwashed or something, but I think
I
they're
could cure
harmless.
that.
I don't think that's a cure, but I think we should just keep going to the tower. They're just a little handsy, but I don't think they mean anything by it. So
Indeed, they are, and like as you can manage to push them off, right? But there's like so many, so you have to push the next one off. Then you take a step backwards, and you need to kind of look where you're going.
I got an idea.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I'm totally just as like out of character. I'm totally cool with just like bypassing them all except for one. We're gonna make a man catcher and put one on a man catcher and just put it in front of us as we're going into this tower.
you're gonna make a man like a man catcher.
Yeah, like a loop. Yeah, just like put a loop around his neck and like on a stick and just like hold them out and just kind of just prod them forward and just check for traps for us as we walk into this tower.
Okay.
What? They're brain dead. They're brainwashed or whatever. What do I care?
I mean,
Just pick the
I've got a
closest one.
glaive. It might work.
I mean,
So
yeah,
he-
if you just want to just you don't even need like the neck, like they're not going to protest, so you're just gonna keep pushing them forward.
So here's the thing, right? If you want to move into the tower with like some manner of freedom and not all of like them clinging to you,
Oh yeah, totally.
that's going to be a roll. And
Yeah, when I see like everybody start crowding around Labubu and Priya, I go down and start helping and just pushing them back with the haft of the glaive and trying to make way.
I let
Okay.
Be careful,
That'll definitely give Flechette you enough room to just move in. You don't need a roll here
yeah.
because that will attract enough attention from any of the others.
Thanks, Czar.
Who are you helping, Xar? Are you helping Priya or Labubu? Because that's kind of the issue. You didn't really keep together, and Labubu is actively attracting them with the mushrooms.
I'll help the other.
I'll help Priya. I feel fictionally that I had made my way down into the bigger crowd. So
okay, so then it'll be a roll from Pierre and from Labubu. You'll get advantage because you have someone helping you, and advantage will mean it's just 3 dice, and you take the highest 2.
Okay.
How are we going?
And
can I have my opium den?
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, I mean, you positioned that perfectly, being like the waitress, like getting unwanted hands off of you. Yeah.
Good. That's very nice. Okay. So I roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
Wait before you roll. So that's 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you, Labubu?
I think
You're probably used to customers more brain dead. If you're an opium, you're at an opium joint.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think maybe Boundary Warden. I'm used to just like navigating like tight spaces and
maybe you can use like a little gap in the ruins to like kind of separate yourself from them.
Yeah. Like, follow me.
Yeah, no, I like it. So it's both of you 3d6 plus 1.
Wait.
And
how is Flechette helping Labubu?
Aggressively, forcefully. Like if one just gets in front of me, I just like stiff arm it away. Get out of here, you nerd. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm.
Nice.
I do it like in a cool way.
Right.
Important that it's cool.
Well, so no, you take the highest 2, so it's a 5.
No, it's a 9.
It's a 9.
9?
Yeah, 9. 8, 8.
4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9.
Yes, right. That's correct. Math.
I think you might be able to write /roll 2d6 plus 2. Wait, do you were 2d6 d1 plus 2? Or 3d6 d1 and it would drop the lowest one?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I always get that wrong, though, and then I'm like writing it 5 times. Priya, can I get your roll as well?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it that way because... Wow. Wow. Wow.
Is this a market experience type of thing?
I don't think so. Actually,
that's a 6.
That's a 6. Yeah. And
I get eaten. I'm dead.
No.
Eric.
So here's what
There's
happens.
snakes. It's snakes. Why is it snakes?
they just become snakes.
I told you. I warned you about those snakes. I told you to check for snakes.
Now can I kill them?
No, sorry.
Here's what happens. Labubu and Flechette, like you're moving through the ruins, right? And you have like this collection of these people who are like hungry for your mushrooms, right?
And behind me like a flower girl.
Yeah.
I love that.
You'll be out of mushrooms, or at least for this.
Yeah.
For this, you've used up this one use of your adventuring kit. And Flechette, you're like, maybe there's like one who comes around the corner, and you just push them back over, and they like fall backwards into a well or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. My cutlass is out, so I'm just like kind of just like get back, like through a crowd.
But you're like kind of half moving around the tower, and you lose sight of what's happening to Priya and Xar.
Totally.
Priya and Xar, like, I think there's definitely this thing where, Xar, you have to like jam a couple of them away from Priya, rather forcefully, and you're like both of you suddenly find yourself like back to back, backing away from them, and into a what first feels like a dead end, because there's like a high wall around you, and they're like all on that side, like Xar's like pushing them back, and Priya, like, there's a wall behind you. The only way to go is there's a hole in the ground, like this. The ground is broken away, and there's like darkness beneath. What do you do?
Well, my approach to conflict is pragmatic. And right now, the most expedient way to get out of this situation would be to go down the hole. So that's what I'm going to do.
Sorry, yeah, you see that behind you, that Priya's like getting ready to lower herself down there.
Yeah, I stand between her and the crowd and just try and keep them back enough time for her to jump down. And then I guess I'll try to like give them a good shove and turn and jump down behind her.
Yeah, nice.
And as she goes, she's just gonna call out to the other two, like, down here. And just like not like she's like a little nervous about it, but she's mostly just kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah. So Flechette Labubu, you hear like a call ring out down here from somewhere in the ruins.
Can I use a rope from my? Can I use a use of my adventure?
I think there was enough light that you could see like, oh, there's a step you could get down, and we'll get to that. There's no danger, and just getting down there. We'll get to how that looks though in a moment. Yeah. So Flechette Labubu, you've made your way into the tower, maybe from the outside, right, already on the second floor.
I wasn't joking. Like I grabbed one. I grabbed one of the people on the way there, like the last one in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have tools for that?
I have a hand. Yeah. I grabbed it by its like by his collar. Right?
Oh, okay.
I come on.
I thought you literally wanted to have them on a.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I'm just gonna push them ahead. Like I'm gonna do what I expected Zar to do, and I kind of like pissed that I have to do it. I'm like, where the hell is Zar? Like, so I'm doing
Get
this.
lost.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, right? You're not.
Why am I doing
pushing?
this?
You're not pushing its back. Like it's always like turned
towards.
It's
facing me. Just kidding. All right,
stumbles backward, falls on its ass, and gets up again.
Yeah. All right. I point to I don't point. It's the teachable moment for Labubu, and I say, look. Here's the thing you need to know about ruins. They're almost 100% trapped. Or you have a 100% chance of encountering A or B, sometimes both at the same time. Traps and snakes. I got this thing here, and I just like he like pushes, gets close to me again, just the stuff armor again, to handle both.
But the alphabet goes to C as well. Is that like a?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't answer you. I'm just looking at you, and you get the sensation in your heart that you are C. That you are the next one, and that you're probably thankful that this thing is here. Speaking of which, did you see where our friends went?
Who? Oh.
Where's Zar? Wait, is there like a door in this temple, or is it like just like an open portal archway kind of thing?
I mean, it's kind of difficult to describe because these were once rooms,
right?
So there are doorways, but a lot of the time, like a whole wall is missing, and
Right.
and you can like look
Okay.
down into the floor beneath, and
Into the basement stuff. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And as you like look around, what you definitely can see is like, oh, there's a wider area at the center of the tower.
Yeah. Cool. Then I'm gonna holler out to be like, Czar, Bria, over here.
Do I hear her?
Where are you?
Yeah, you're calling out. There's no immediate answer, except there's like a second person, one of these things up on this level, who's like moving towards you. That you like the attention you've gotten from them. Back down in the darkness below the ruins. Like there's a little bit of light that comes down, but it's pitch black after here. And
I have an adventuring kit. Wait, I'm a pyromancer. I make fire in my hand. I don't need no stinking adventuring kit. I just like produce a flame floating.
yeah. So
on a scale
Yeah.
from many to hella, how many snakes are illuminated by the light? It's hella, isn't it?
It's actually dark and dusty down here, and the thing that you actually that both of you immediately notice, even before turning on this, it's a flame dancing over your hand, or
Yeah,
what is
she's
this?
just kind of like, hello.
So it smells like parchment down here, right? Or like if you're like book, but almost too sweet. Like it kind of wavers into the smell of dew.
Does the fire come from your gem? Sorry, just for my own head reference. Like the gem in your bracelet
the
wrist
gem
thing that you were
in
describing?
in her like bracelet thing.
Yeah.
Like allows her to focus it. To,
Right. Yeah.
Like firebolt spell.
Yeah. It's like
So
arcane
my
focus
headcanon
thing.
is she drank some magical tea, and that's how she got her fire powers.
Totally. Okay. Yeah, but like in your hand though, it's like it's clearly like around your hand, and then like it's incorporating the gem in some way of like making sure it's contains. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Just in my head, is how it looks. Okay.
No,
It's important. Okay. It's important. All right.
important for your mind theater.
It is. Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
And it illuminates that. Oh yeah, there's like a fallen indoor. Like there's a next room that you can go to.
Are there like books or scrolls or something? Is that why it smells like paper, or is it just like?
No, you don't. It's hard to tell where that smell is coming from. Or it's like it's coming from ahead of you, obviously, but what its origin is hard to say.
So Priya's gonna turn to Zarp and be like, "Well, I wanted to get you alone on this trip, but this is not how I expected it." And like go through the door, just like conversationally.
Can I stop her from going through the door and like peer down to her and say, "I'll go first"?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice. So I think then it's also you as you step into the next room, right? Who notices it's kind of like a hallway, and you can already see that it has a bend. And as you step into it, you can see how in the dim light emanating from the flame, it's like something fluttering, and it's vanishes behind the corner. You get the distinct sense it was something fluttering. So we cut back to above. I think we can see Labubu and Flechette. You're looking out over what's down in this, what was probably once like a magnificent hall, right?
Mm.
And
okay.
it's got like at one end, in its center, there is there's another disc. It's not an alabaster disc though. It's one made out of bronze, and it's kind of hung up. And they're like,
Are there inscriptions on it?
could be. It's way too far away, right? You're looking down into this hall, and you're kind of up on the balcony. There are like multiple of those thralls lingering about, and that's on one end, and there's like an elevated area above it.
This entire time that we've been traveling together, Flechette, the Grey Boost has been going, boo boo and Dyfed, boo boo and Flechette, yeah, just like making like the loudest noises and skipping.
I let it happen.
Yeah, you're like already like also having two of these thralls that you're like pushing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's two of them now. I'm like, you know what? I like these brain dead people. You know what? I think I'm gonna work with them from now on. As you're singing. There's a lot of qualities you can learn that they can, a lot of wisdom as I like kick one forward and like stumbles down. There's a lot of wisdom in these new companions. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just roughhousing them as we continue. I imagine it's like sort of like a periphery down kind of, or is it like a hard stare down? Like a meter differential between
it's more like this was a hallway and the wall has broken off, and now you can look down into the great big hall you in its original state weren't able to do, right?
But there's no way down.
There's no direct way down, or
Check.
like
Okay.
Comfortable way, at least it looks like from here. Meanwhile, down in the basement, what do you do, Xar? You just saw this figure or something flutter away in front of you.
Yeah, I take a few steps forward, kind of clicking the stone in front of me with my glaive, trying to peer through the darkness and the dancing shadows to make out what that was that I saw.
Yeah, so you slowly creep your way forward, and there's like a bend, and then it opens up into another room. And the smell is really strong here, like this kind of thick, sweet smell. And Priya, you're following, right? Because otherwise there wouldn't be light. And as you like also step into the room, both of you carefully and slowly, your light falls.
Since she's not going first, she'll make the light like a little bit bigger so it shines a little more.
Yeah, and like in more like a directed way. Yeah. And as like this as you shine your light across the room, and there's like old furniture, must have served some kind of storaging purpose here. In the corner, your light falls onto what's a faintly humanoid figure, but its entire body is fluttering with little wings. And as the light hits them, like they become agitated. They're like,
no.
Does it make a sound?
Like it's a person covered in moss.
Yes, exactly.
Or like cicadas, or
no,
does it
like
make a sound?
moths.
Okay.
And it's the sound of the fluttering wings, and part like beating against each other.
Let me know if you need
sound
sound
but
effects.
not the good kind.
And that's when we cut back upstairs. And as you're watching the scene, there's like you see one of them that's like become more active. Well, it just looks. It's more purposeful what it's doing, and it's like walking to the other side. Like if the gong thing is on this side, right? It's walking all across to the other side, and then turns around.
What's Archibald doing?
And it's like
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It's starting to walk, and then it falls into a run.
Oh, whoa!
And it's running across the hall. Down
Pretty
there.
fast for a brain dead. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, it seems to go like at a full sprint and runs headlong into that bronze disc. And there's like a booming gong sound as that rings across the tower, and it's like a wave going through the rest of them. Right? They're like all perch up and look around, while this one like goes back to seemingly repeat this thing. What do you do?
I look outside to the courtyard.
The gong, the bronze thing
On the
is
other side. Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's like a window, I look outside to the courtyard.
is it dangling down? Like is the bronze thing like dangling down from? It's hung from what? What is it hung from?
On
like
its
rope?
side. It's like on its side. Well,
or is it like in a pedestal, like cradled, like vertical up, or is it like being dangled down like a pendulum?
Well, it's attached on the sides, so it has room
By what?
underneath.
By what?
By
Like
from this
straps?
place.
Yeah.
No, it seems to be like bolted into place.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. No shooting it then.
Not it, but maybe whoever is trying to take another run at it, right? And yeah, Labubu, you look outside and you can like this has gotten the attention of those on this side of the tower at least. They're moving towards the tower.
Are they
Like
running?
they're all turned. No, not running, just shuffling towards the tower.
The fetch, I think they're coming. I don't have any mushrooms left.
Yeah, I think I have to take the shot at that one to stop it from running into the gong. I say this is cursed. We have to find our friends, and as I let loose the arrow into this thing.
Cool. Give me that roll. What do you think counts as aptitude here for you?
Let's see. Well, my approach to conflict is to run today and fight another day. That's kind of my intention here, is to kill this thing and run away to fight another day. So I think that counts. My goal doesn't count. Overeager doesn't matter. My background, I grew up on a ship, doesn't matter. Artifacts doesn't matter. My weakness is that I'm highly risky, and
I think risky is the thing, because whatever it's controlling it, if you stop it, something will become aware that someone is intervening.
So then that's +1, -1, so straight dice.
Oh no, I think okay.
Oh wait, does that add to it?
I was saying, I think it's a risky maneuver.
Oh, your weakness adds as a bonus.
Sure. If it's
well, I still rolled a 5. All right, that's fine. So I fail. I shoot the gong. What happens?
Well, no, you actually do. Like, tell me how you take this thing out with one arrow in the middle of its run.
Oh, I shoot it in the leg, and so it just can't run anymore. And so it's just like trying to run, and it's just like dragging its leg. It's like so it's just like limping around, and so like the fastest, the fastest it can like go is just like a real slow crawl.
And it's like doing a squeal thing, and as soon as it's like hits its head against it, which doesn't really make a sound, it goes and crawls back. To repeat this, like it's still in this.
Yeah, it's still trying to do it. Yeah.
Seeing this, Labu was just going to be like, stop it, Gerald, stop it. And they're just going to like create vines to like wrap around it and like latch it to the ground.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, and I think you can like there's vines and like
Roots
growing everywhere, so that's not an issue. Like, and there's no real resistance here, but you, yeah, it's not going to do this again.
Crying.
If you could do that, Labubu, it's like why'd you make me waste an arrow?
I'm just like staring at like Archibald. Just, remember our meeting.
I undock my arrow. I'm like, these things are precious in the dungeon. Put it back. More lessons for you.
He was the one that sucked on my thumb.
And with that sad close up on Labubu, I think let's take the second break here.
Perfect. All right, don't go anywhere. More ensuing up for the break, everybody. Good.
Hey everybody. Yeah, let's look down in that basement again. There, this figure standing in the corner in the dark. As the light hits it, the moths around it become agitated. Definitely
human-sized?
responding to it. It's
Human-sized?
human-sized.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah,
like a human figure.
so our Pixaban immediately thinks that this is
Sorry.
like aggressive of it. So he just lurches forward with the glaive in hand.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Steven's question for you is, what does it look like with a glaive in its chest?
Exactly.
Before you go any further, what is it like after a glaive has been inserted forcibly into its chest by our dear, dear, sweet lizard folk friend?
Yeah, you do that. And you lunge forward and stab it right where it would have its heart, you would assume. And there's a clang as the glaive doesn't hit any resistance and pangs up against the wall behind it. And there's like a flurry of movement around the glaive where like the moths just parted.
Mm.
And you're like standing there as if you've stabbed it, right? Like we saw in the beginning, your fake bad guy that you had to dispose of because he was cheating at at playing cards. Only there's this flurry of movement among them. What do you do? Like you didn't hit anything.
Yeah, he's just like, what? And then probably just like trying to slice and dice this thing.
Priya freaks out and lights them all on fire.
Okay. Now we need a roll.
Am I helping?
No, because it's actually completely immune to just the physical attacks like
That
this.
makes sense.
Okay.
You're more like potentially in danger. She's trying to light also on fire that you're
That
like
also makes sense.
yeah, like they disperse when you like slice through them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They tend to like reform again, but yeah.
Yeah. She's like, watch out! So I think
We dead.
I
This
think
is it right here.
my pyromancy gives me a +1.
Yeah.
And also pragmatic because he can't stab it, so I might as well light it on fire.
I agree.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else. No. All right. I do it, sort of.
A little.
I do it, but it's some good with a complication.
All right. So 2 things here. One, this does damage. The way damage works in this game is the lower 2 dice is basically the damage roll.
Okay.
So the 3 is the base. And I think the aptitude gets added on, right? So it's 5 damage that you would be doing here. So yeah, you definitely like your flame engulfs like and fries like a whole
goes up
bunch of
real
moths.
fast.
And they like just go up in flame and like immediately ignite and poof almost, right? Because your flame is probably super hot.
Like everything
and-
else about me.
Yeah. And
I apologize.
but this propels whatever this thing is into action, and basically, Xar, like you're suddenly like engulfed by the moths, and then you're suddenly not, as they like flew past you, immediately going for prayer. And what do? Like they're all coming towards you. They didn't like this at all, is your impression.
Can I make them more on fire?
Yeah, like
We're dead.
how you trying to defend from this?
Where's Marzipan in relation to me?
Behind the moths, you think? What do you do?
Okay. She's gonna be like, I'm really, really sorry. And she's just gonna like
duck.
shoot a whole bunch. Like she wants to like wall of flame them. Like just like
I'm dead.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me another roll here. And this roll is to see how well you're defending yourself from these things.
I'm doing essentially the same thing.
Yeah, it sounds like, and I don't think this is none of this. Like the situation hasn't changed in terms of other things applying, right?
Yeah. I super do it.
Wow, nice roll.
Nice. Yeah.
I super do
Box
it.
card it.
And I don't hurt my lizard friend. I hope.
No. What does happen?
It's a great.
Yeah, no, this is an awesome success. Like you pull up a wall of flame and immediately like push it into them, right?
Yeah.
But you don't need to push it further than it needs to go. So, Xara, there's like you're like getting down, thinking, oh no, you need to duck a fireball. No, instead there's this wall of flame that just moves like 4 feet and immediately stops again.
Okay.
Like still like 2 feet away from you, that you're like not getting hurt by this thing. You can feel the heat emanating. I
look super cool while I do it.
You look super cool, and there's like moths in flame, like going everywhere, like fireflies, basically.
The light is like reflecting off of my hair and like my jewelry, and it's like I'm glowing, and I look amazing. I look
At the
awesome.
same
You do. And I think Zarpixaban's just sitting there, like, seeing her, like, reflected, and he's just like...
Nice.
Yeah, right. Just jaw dropped, like, wow.
We just see it, like, yeah, like I imagine in my head, like, we just see the close-up of Zar's eyes, and we just see, like, the fire and the thing, like, in your little, like, reptilian little slit eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, totally. And then we see, like, your double, like, eye blink with the inside and outer lids.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Also, right?
Camera
This is the basement. It's fairly cool underneath the earth, but the heat emanating is like, I mean, your body just eats that up, right?
Oh yeah, because you're
As a cold
cold-blooded.
blood. Yeah. And as like these moths turned fireflies that are burning up, there's like this faint whisper of more in your minds of like a spirit perishing. As we jump back to the hall, and you stop this thing, but you realize, oh yeah, it's something has become aware that there's something happening here. And up on where, like above the bronze gong, the big doors open up, and there's this figure walking in, and like all dressed in white, and they have like this, like it's like a shepherd's stick, right?
Steve, I've already started running away from it at that point.
Okay, where are you headed?
Objectively, I mean, I guess if it's coming in that way, the only way out is down to the gong, right?
It's coming. So there's this raised area above the gong. That's where it's coming from. So the actual grand entrance is on the other side.
Okay. Right. We need to get out of here, and it's like we need to find Zarks and Fire Lady.
But
Miss Find the Snakes as fast as possible.
But this person's coming to greet us.
No, that's not. No, they're not. They're going to. It.
Yeah,
Well,
and
You know,
and there's like
I might say, you know what? You don't have any brain cells anyway, so I don't know what it's going to do to you. Let's go.
and
But I don't want to find
behind-
out. Let's go.
yeah, behind you, you hear like
I
a
leave the thralls.
great voice ring out. Who dares disturb the great Gyalpo?
Nope. Shh, I just muffle you. I mean, you could totally move my hand and talk if you want.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I'm saying.
Let's go. We're getting the heck out of here. We're finding our friends as fast as possible.
I'm gonna stop you if you drag me away. Kind of still talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to do what actually? What are you trying to achieve?
My intention here is to rendezvous with Zarxapan and Priya I guess by first trying to locate where they are and then getting to them.
Are they down the home?
I mean, we didn't see that. No.
It's like ground floor.
Yeah.
What you
There's
were
another
looking
way.
down on. And there's somewhere we know.
remember-
There's
yeah.
somewhere below.
I remember Priya mentioned something about falling into a pit.
Yeah, she
Or
was
not.
like, down here.
Yeah. Right.
Couldn't we go across that rope bridge that you talked about, and then like I can make a vine that goes down the hole?
Yep. And I think the thing here is you want to maneuver this without the attention, without like drawing attention from more of the thralls to you, right? Because I think that's the major danger here that you might run into. As like more and more are coming into the tower and like kind of congregating in this hall.
Right. Drawing attention of the thralls things aren't necessary. I mean, I'm not the one casting the spell.
If you don't care,
I don't-
you definitely
I would-
gonna make more speed.
Yeah, I'd rather make speed. The important thing is getting close to our friends. I don't want to fight this weird white dude in like with a shepherd's crook.
Yeah.
Crook? Is it a crook? Is that what you call the stick?
agree with you.
Crook?
I don't know. Like I'm not the native speaker.
Okay.
What do you call it?
A shepherd's crook. Yeah.
A shepherd's crook. Yeah. Yeah. What are you two doing downstairs?
So what happened? So we killed a moth ghost.
Yeah.
And
Something
what,
like this.
what else is in the room? What do we see?
So this was an old storage room, and everything is like kind of old and used up and wasted away. What you see at the end of it, there's a staircase going up.
Priya will turn to Zarpixaban and say, upstairs?
Yes, we shall continue.
Okay. Do you still want to go first or what?
Yes. And he busts by her, like not into her, but just very very determined. Like makes a beeline for the door, and I guess continues down the.
Here's a question I have. Has Priya noticed I think it was admiration, or wasn't it, Sarah?
Oh yeah, it was admiration, definitely.
Has Priya noticed the admiration of the lizard warrior?
I mean, how overt is he
How
being about it?
how good are you with lizard pheromones?
Like
30%? Hella.
well, so here's the thing, like she's probably used to people being admiring her for various reasons. But I don't know. How like overt is he about?
He was really sparkly eyed while it was going on, but like now when you were like, "Do you want to go first?" He was like, "Oh yes, back to the mission." So.
I think she like kind of caught it and was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you move up this, the staircase, the winding staircase, goes up quite a bit. And at the end of it, there's like this huge, heavy slab of stone that serves as the trapdoor kind of thing, you would suppose, but it's not been like used or opened for a long while.
Yeah, I make my way up with glaive in hand, winding along the stair, and I think when we get to the top, I might ask her to hold the glaive while I try and push it open.
Oh, okay.
Wow, what a profession of love. That is. Now you know, that this is love. That is what love is. Zach's letting go, or Zard letting go of of that glaive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Flechette and Labubu, you're like racing along the second floor, trying to get to the other side where you suppose Priya and Xar might have gone or been at when you lost them, right? And you're not minding who you're coming across. You're trying to make speed here.
Totally, we're doing that like bumping into people and
shoving them away.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and there's suddenly like this instance where you're like taking one of them that really gets in your way, and then like pulling them and pushing them to the side, right? To use your own momentum to fling them away. And as they're like close to your face, they suddenly it's like, "Who are you?" And then you fling that you were in the movement, right? But you none of them has talked to you. Then you come across the next one. "How dare you!" And that's probably like you give it a punch or something like that.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is horrifying. No, I'm out of here. No.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry.
Don't listen to him. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Here's a question: what might Xar or Priya have lost while you were like while you had these thralls come upon you and corner you, and when you jumped down, like something you didn't notice you might have lost?
Oh.
That might point Flechette and Labubu to where you've gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably can't hear us, but we're also like we've been crying out for you or calling out for you. But anyways.
Yeah. Zarpixpan has like this dust in his adventurer's kit. It's kind of like not really a flare and not really incense, but like if you imagine like a flare and incense together that can be used to like it's like a magic defense type of thing that he's picked up in his travels. I think that has probably fell out of his pack as he jumped down, and maybe the dust is like spread around the ground where like the container broke open.
Yeah. So
if that's okay.
Yeah.
No, that sounds awesome. Yeah. So that's where who would have? I think Labubu. It's you who spots this. Like you look down.
Play dust.
It's definitely you.
The play dust. Look, it's all over the place.
And that's like immediate. That's at the point where like 2 or 3 on that side are coming, and they look much more at purpose, coming towards you. Like not running like the one before, but they're like moving differently. Like
I'm
someone's steering them.
I have that sort of like rock eyebrow thing. Like you did that, and And I say, "Good job, kid, but don't get cocky." And let's go. And like we rush down. Yeah, I know. You can't stop me. It's my stream.
It's great.
Do you
Yo, I run today and fight another day. Like this is exactly what I do.
yeah.
I literally, my flaw is literally I never have to suffer my problems so long as I keep moving and running away from them. So like this seems extremely on brand for me.
Healthy.
Very
you
healthy.
call? Yeah. Do you call for Priya and Xar?
Oh yeah, I've been doing that the whole time. Oh yeah. And like Czar,
okay.
Czar, Priya, mostly Czar.
So Xar, you're like as you're like shouldering and managing to like create a gap, right? There's suddenly like this sound coming up from down below you, calls for the both of you. What do you do?
I turn back to Priya and like hold out my hand for the glaive, and I say, "We must return."
I think Priya is confused and like takes his hand instead and is like, "Oh, sorry, you mean
You want to say?
She thought he was gonna like help her up or something."
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, sorry, you mean the right? Okay,
The pole axe.
right."
Do by the way, do Flechette and Labubu, do you have a light source, or otherwise you're like in complete darkness down here?
Can I just like make luminescent fungus?
This
is like control vegetation, right?
Yeah, but like these things need time to grow usually, right? So I think you can, but it's going to be a roll.
Yeah, make fertilizer.
Yeah.
Like
Sweet
to
grow.
like force.
Can you
I
like
think-
grow it out of yourself? Can they like grow on you? I just think that would look cool.
I mean, I think you can find the spores down here, and they just need your magical encouragement to blossom into something.
So we're like running into the dark, and I'm like, it's getting real dark, and you're like grabbing these spores off the ground. You're like,
yeah, like
trying to get them. Come on, like it's kindling. Like, come on.
Yeah, because I can control plant life and vegetation and that whole thing.
Yeah.
What
What
can
would
control
be,
plant life? I'm not a miracle worker.
What would be like aptitudes that would come into play here? You think?
Let's see here. Most likely, again, boundary warden. So I've come across all kinds of like just like knowledge of like luminescent fungus and how they kind of grow and manifest, and like just kind of use my magic to like manipulate the kind of growth time of that.
Yeah. So is that one? Do you have another one you could argue?
I don't have anything really. Just like live life to the fullest, smoke.
Well, the like your technique. That's isn't that technically a trait that helps you?
Is my technique a trait?
That gives you the
ability.
baseline to do this at all, right?
Yeah, so it's just one plus one.
Yeah.
But do
so you do it.
But you're also
And-
on fire.
No, the thing what you do is so tell me what this would look like, and I tell you how. No, I want to know how you imagine, like what kind of light source you're creating with this. Is this something you carry, or?
No, so I think like I'm seeing like all like the kind of like the weeds and just like the moss that kind of like go down the hole, and I'm kind of just like urging like it to like grow out, and I think it's just like this purple green like luminescent fungus, and that like the spores of it can like slightly like filter off and like glow. But then, like,
And you blow this stuff through like the entire basement, so everything's like with like purple little sparkle lights lit. Okay, yeah.
It's like little fireflies everywhere. But it's just like
Yeah, exactly. You do that, and you both rush on, and you, Labubu, you like I think Flechette is going ahead of you, running ahead of you, right? And Flechette is just running through the room where this creature was killed. But when you come into this room, like you're hit with the sense of an atrocity, like something has
Yeah, it's
happened.
glitter
here.
everywhere.
There's glitter everywhere, but you look around and there's dead moths everywhere. But it's not any kind of moths. And you immediately realize what kind of creature must have lived here.
Yeah, I'm from the. I'm proficient in Junglish. What is it?
Junglish, nice.
I mean, no, this is for Labubu who knows this creature, right? Or
Personally.
would have known this creature. For you, it's just moths.
Oh, okay.
If you stop to look, which you don't have really any reason for, there's like dead insects on the ground. But you, Labubu, you see what remains of a Kitu. That's what it's called. Kitu.
I like slowly pick it up, a wing falls off.
It's a spirit that's like composed of like hundreds of moths who flock together into a vaguely humanoid shape, like we've learned, right? And it's like something you know from the forest that like it lives in play, savoring communion with nature, and it's usually curious, and they often like are attracted to magic, but they often also look for love.
Oh, they find love in a hopeless place.
Little
and you stay behind as you come across this realization with
crying,
the atrocity that has happened down here. Xar, Priya, Flechette comes running up, with there's this purple glow that's rushing through and illuminating the basement here, and you can see the figure moving, and you quickly realize it's your companion Flechette that's rushing towards you. What do you do?
Hey!
Oh my god, it's so good to see you. We're dead, but it's really good to see you.
What do you mean we're dead?
They're not thralls. There's something else.
What else?
I mean, there was a weird moth monster.
Nope, not a moth monster. It could speak through the bodies. It's a wizard.
Oh.
Wizard.
I mean, okay. Then you just ran away from it. You didn't talk to it or anything?
Yeah. I look at you yeah.
Did it seem
I'm not in the habit of becoming a thrall, okay? I kind of like having agency as I'm panicking, hyperventilating.
Okay,
So,
but here's the thing. We need to get to the
Zar's
disc.
here too, right?
Yeah.
Oh. It's okay. All right. Sure.
Where's Labubu?
He was right behind, or they were. I said they were right, but. And where are you?
I'm just like. It's really loudly.
Is everything okay,
Yeah.
sweetheart?
Well, they're way back in that room, right? But you might hear the faint weeping coming from there.
I think
Until
Zara picks up.
It's not faint.
Yeah.
I think Zara picks up and
It's loud.
mistakes it for the wailing of a
It's
ghost.
vociferous. Yeah. No, that's. Sorry. No, that's the mouse. Don't worry. Don't
He
don't
stands
kill it.
down.
You're devastated, right? And this cry is emanating from your throat until a moment comes where you suddenly feel how something closes around your throat and pulls you up, and Who are you? Who dares? And there's one of those thralls strangling you, Labubu. What do you do?
Mute.
My name's Libubu. I the water of the evergreen forest.
Perfect. Roll me. Roll -3.
I think it should be a -2 because I think his or their apologetic approach to conflict applies here.
All right. It's not trying to kill you right away because it thinks like, no, I've got this. Yeah. This. Yeah.
Oh, 6.
Eesh.
Okay. So that's going to be. So here's how this thing works. If you're rolling to defend, and you fail, the damage you take is the higher of the rolls plus any modifier. So this is 5. So you're taking 5. And because you don't have armor around your throat, you don't even have armor, right? Yeah. So you take a 5 damage here. So was someone rushing back to check on Labubu, or what are you doing?
I thought we all.
I was gonna head that way.
Yeah, I think we
I was
all
definitely
were once we
here.
reunited. Yeah. Have you given the glaive back yet?
Or are we still holding hands?
I imagine you were. I imagine you actually were awkwardly holding hands. I'm like, what are you doing? I like grab the glaive out of your hand and give it back to Zar, and at that moment, there's this.
And now I look embarrassed, like, it was nothing.
Exactly. I'm like, what the. I don't render that it's love. I just like that was weird. Our friend is dying, right? And so like, so it does the pieces. I see the pieces, but I don't see the puzzle yet. And so we rush over there. But there's that lingering.
Yeah. Priya runs like way faster than everybody else because she is also very embarrassed.
That's awesome.
Just like, oh yeah. Right, Labu.
And yeah, you see like Labu being lifted up off the floor by the thrall that's like strangling them.
Fire.
That's like standard response from Priya, right? Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what this looks like. I think. Is it just
really
+1?
flustered, okay?
Oh, yeah, I hear that. So you think? No, that's fine. Just
regular fire.
Regular fire. Like, yeah. Tell me what you're trying to do. You're trying
Okay.
to attack the thrall, right?
Yeah, I think I'm like, no, like, so she doesn't just go blah. I'm just bad at words. She sees Labubu, she's like, no, Labubu, let him go. And she let them go. And she, like shoots flame out of her. Like she does this, and the flame shoots out.
Yeah, it's like a very point-specific directed fire lance or something that comes out of. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's awesome.
And I want to use my my vigilante
Mage, yeah.
mage thing.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like, it feels very practical to fight the thing that's choking my friend. Feels like a very pragmatic.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if that's just spamming my pragmatic trait.
Nah, I don't think we've seen. It's fine.
Okay.
So +2. Yeah. Nice.
So great. I'm the
Yeah.
best at
Cool.
vigilante fighting of thralls.
Oh, and I mean, like, also this is a 13, and on 12 plus, it's a critical hit in the system.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you save Labubu and take this thing out? And
I don't know. I'm very bad at describing like killing things. So
then like focus on how you're saving Labubu from it.
how I'm
Like
saving Labubu.
yeah.
I think that
Do you like catch them as they like
yeah.
as
Like
you free them from
how
the
far off the ground are they being lifted by this thrall?
I mean, let's make this dramatic. Like it's like up there.
She's gonna be like, no, yeah. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna like fire at it, and then the thrall's gonna drop Labubu, and she's gonna
Catch them, yeah.
like home run slide down to like catch Labubu.
And that's when Zorpixaban comes around the corner and sees her holding a Labubu.
And Labubu's like, oh.
Now you're just being dramatic.
Are you okay?
My name is Labubu.
It's me. I know. It's okay. Why? I mean, why were you crying before they started attacking you? And she'll like put Labubu down. Like as soon as she sees, like as soon as Zarp runs in, she's like, "Oh, nothing was happening."
So, here's the thing, Zara, right? When you lifted up the slab, you did get a brief glimpse of that room above. And you did see something barred up on a pedestal that could have been the disc.
I relate that info. I say, I think at the top of the spiral stair, the disc. And I like point with the glaive like back towards the spiral staircase.
Oh, well then let's go.
And there's like we see like a shadow from the other side where the curved hallway is, and we hear like a voice, "You will never get away with this. You will." And
I mean,
you're rushing off. You're not waiting for it, I assume, right? To come around the corner.
I just grab my glaive and I say, "Show yourself, sorcerer!"
And then Priya's gonna be like, "No time for that," and she's gonna grab his hand and just like pull him along.
Okay.
I love it. I love that so much. Yeah.
So, I assume like back at the top of the stairwell, right? That's where you're headed.
Yes.
Who's pushing up the stone slab?
I think Priya tries. Like she's first like, and then she's like, "Can you help?"
Yeah. I let Priya like push on it and just put like one hand to like assist.
Yeah.
Yes, you're very strong. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and we see
I have this weird crooked tooth grin too, like
You have like a giant snaggle tooth.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
This is great. I love
we basically get the shot from that close up to inside the room where we see the stone slab being lifted up and like pushed aside, and we also see this is the back room from the big hallway, right? Where the doors have opened, and this figure on the far side of this room is now standing with the back towards this room, and we see like all of you like creeping up into this. And yeah, there's a pedestal with like an alabaster disc on it.
Right. Well, if no one stops me, I'm totally gonna dock an arrow and shoot it in its back.
the disc or the man.
The man.
Oh, Priya's going for the disc.
Yeah. What are you, the other two, doing?
I ready in action.
Yep.
Disengage. 5-foot step.
By the way, Labubu, how are you doing all of like
I'm
this is horrible, right?
It is. I'm just snot down my face. I'm gonna like go into my. Would it be reasonable to have like a health potion in my pack?
I swear to God, if you survive this, your epilogue better be you standing over a corpse of somebody who tried to like cheat at a card game. I swear. Sorry.
Yeah. So okay, let's. I think because you're basically doing this out of like an ambush, you can roll with advantage, Flechette.
Okay, I would love to. Here's the thing, though. I don't exactly have what someone would call relevant traits.
Yeah,
It's not really risky running today. Like none of this stuff. It's not like none of these things like penalize me. It's also nothing really helps me either in this scenario.
Yeah, that's a flat 2d6 roll.
Sucks that I should have made this character better. Whatever. Yep, flat 2d6. It's 3d6.
3d6, yeah. Drop the lowest.
8. I succeed, but what happens?
All right. So
I get shot and then I die, don't I? By a snake.
No, you put the arrow into the back of this man.
Totally.
But he doesn't drop. Instead, he like whirls around, and now we get a close up of who this person is, and what we see is basically someone with like super bushy eyebrows, and underneath, empty eye sockets.
Gross.
And he screams in rage, and there's like this orange beam emanating from his throat, and
it probably hits me. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, unless what do you do?
I put Labubu between me and the beam.
Nice.
I was actually going to say that since I had readied an action, maybe I could run and like
get down, Mr. President. Me. I mean,
yes,
your position.
Both of those things happen at the same time, and Priya, you reach the disc.
Sweet.
And what I assume you just grab it, or what do you?
I grab it.
I love role-playing games.
It's like this big, so you can just like grab it.
Yeah.
No, isn't it bolted to the wall? Or did it just appear bolted?
No, that's the bronze disc in the big hall. You're in the back room, basically.
Oh.
And here's the alabaster disc. Right?
Check. Sorry.
So too many discs in this adventure.
There are a lot of discs. It's Disc World. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, so she'll like grab it and be like, "Where is he?"
Yeah.
And try and commune with the disc, because that's what she thinks it's gonna do.
All right. Yeah, let's do this. So, question for Labubu is: do you actually fight any of this, or are you oblivious to what Flechette is going to be doing with you?
I really like to think like I really think like Labubu was just like, Flechette, look out! I think you just grabbed me.
You're in the beam.
Like I tried to help you.
All right.
That's so good. I'm such a coward.
Nice. So what aptitudes, and Xari, you can also do what you're trying to do to get in the way of the beam between the beam and Flechette, right?
Right. Yeah, just
Right.
get down, Mr. President. Perfect. Yeah, Zard just rushes them, and it's just going to tackle both of them to the ground. Right.
Slow
I'm going to jump in
motion.
front of the beam. That's
No.
exactly what I'm going to do.
Better not die.
Yeah, okay. Do you have aptitude that comes into play here from your point of view?
Tunnel visioned.
Yeah, definitely. So +1. Flechette, do you have something that comes into play here?
Yeah, I never have to suffer my problems so long as I keep moving and running away from them.
Yep. So that's a +1. Priya, you definitely have something to try to activate this disc.
Yeah, I do. I have my flaw. I will stop at nothing to get my revenge.
Real quick, that is my flaw. Why is my flaw so advantageous? I'm not sure it's supposed to work that way.
You also have your murder your husband, right?
I also have my murder my husband goal. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a +2.
Okay.
Just wanted to live life to the fullest.
Can I also argue for pragmatic because I have the thing and I'm trying to do it right away?
Sure.
I just got
Let's
it.
go for it. Yeah. Let's get
Pragmatic
all.
is a good skill. Is a good approach to conflict. Thing I've learned about playing this game.
Yeah, I think that's actually quite apt for like OSR stuff. Let's get all 3 rolls on the table. So that's an 8.
Am I rolling too?
Yes.
Okay.
You roll +1, and Flechette rolls.
Also an 8.
So that's an 8.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, you succeed
I'm a
completely by taking the entire damage of that thing. Yeah.
What does it look like when the beam hits Zarb?
What does it look like as you get in the way of the beam in front of me?
We're right there. Yeah, there's this
There's
beam
this-
that comes out, and then
It's
when
the
it hits me, it's just a bright, like, flash.
It's
That just. Yeah, go ahead.
no, it's just like I imagine this. The camera's view's totally fixated on Josh, right? On Labu, like his face, like you see the
Right,
beam
right.
coming, and then there's the eclipse of the lizard. and then, sorry, continue.
Roll me a d10 to see how much like damage you take.
Rolled really low.
Yeah, that's 5.
Less than average.
Um,
I have armor 3 though. Does my armor soak any of this up?
yes.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. So here's the interesting bit, Priya. Yes, this is what it does.
Okay.
There's also something else that the disc does. Can you roll me a d12?
Yeah, I can.
Total eclipse of the
Or-
Zarb. God damn it, Sam. That's Pat Serene's in chat, everybody.
7.
Gift of the world.
Oh no!
We're dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what this says here? It says monster summoning. But I think the monster that it summons is your husband.
Oh no!
I'll be up in a second.
Okay.
And you have this holy man or whoever it is who's now moving in, and he's like getting ready to yell another
Weird man
beam
with
of.
no eyes, my husband?
No, your husband is being teleported here by the disc.
Okay.
What do you all do? And I think this is the final action.
I think like the boo boo's just gonna be like to Flechette, you saved me. And he's just gonna they're just gonna get like a vine and just like lash it around the person's neck and like hang them up so they can't look down, so they can look forward.
All right.
I'm really sorry, sir. Your
And I
eyes are
assume-
really creepy, but you can't shoot beams anymore.
And I assume, Xar, you're going for like a straight out attack.
Yeah, I picked myself up off the floor, my chest smoking, fire in my eyes, and I want to see what this wizard looks like with a glaive through its chest.
Yeah. So you're giving Labubu advantage to try to hang this one, and then
Okay.
you probably have easy workings of like glaving him.
Okay.
My question for Priya is: are you like, as you realize that this is summoning your husband, are you ready to stab him through the heart as he materializes, or what's your revenge look like?
Yeah, she sees him, and this like just wicked smile comes across her face. She goes, "I've been waiting a long time for this," and she's just gonna immolate him. Just so much fire, the hottest, brightest. It's like blue, and he's just like just man made of fire. Like he looks like that guy.
That's how he. Okay, so it's like teleporting into the sun. That's what's happening to him, basically. Yeah. Okay, Labubu, you roll, which is probably +1 or plus. How much?
Yeah, I got +1 because I'm like apologetic during like combat, right? So I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so. Then it's probably like distracting him. It's like,
freaking course you.
Why are you apologizing? This is weird. I'm attacking you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean any of this to happen. God, you're wild.
So I got a 10.
Yeah, nice. I mean, yeah. Then it like this comes to pass, right? There's suddenly this man is like, what's that pathetic thing on the floor there, right? And all attention on the lizard warrior, and trying like obviously wanting to engage him.
This is like the big ass like Vic like snake flying that comes behind him, like wraps him up.
Yeah, and
I'm really sorry.
Pulls him up and then opens him up to be stabbed by Xar. That's how I imagine this ending, right? While in the meantime, and I think Flechette, you're like the one being witness to everything. Like we're seeing this from your point of view here, where this is happening to this whatever wizard sorcerer that is, and on the other side there's like a man materializing who immediately goes up into blue hot flame, screaming and put to ash.
It's just like it like lights up the entire we're in like an inverted tower, right? Like or like a it's like a cone, right? Yeah, and so like the whole place is just like illuminated by this giant bright light. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Just like, you'll pay for what you did to me, and she's just like screaming at this person. Like, I loved you and you betrayed me, and so here's my thing. So I'm a vigilante, and I'm taking this into my own hands. My goal is to murder my husband, and either I can use my flaw again or pragmatic, because he showed up and that was so you just got to kill him right then.
It's pragmatic. Yeah, because the flaw is only one's possession.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll do it. Pray for me, everybody.
It's +3.
It.
So yes. You do it.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's why you don't try and sacrifice.
What a hero.
And all these people who were like possessed, mind controlled, like their minds come back, but they like immediately under the weight of what has happened to them, like crumble. We see that, right? And yeah, you all managed to get a hold of this alabaster disc.
Can I say what happens though after he like burns? Like
Please.
she watches him burn until he's like dust. Like there's barely anything. And then
that's like
and then she like turns around and sees this guy with a glaive through his chest, like gushing blood, and she faints.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's where we end.
Oh my.
I love it.
Do we want
this game
Survive
Yeah.
to the end, Eric.
to the end?
to go do a round of stars and wishes? Real quick.
Sure.
You have time for that?
Totally.
So stars and wishes. It's like a star is something you name like that you liked about the game that stood out to you. And I think a wish here was we will interpret, because this was a one shot, what you might like enjoy or wish to see or explore with this kind of game in the future, potentially, if you had the chance to play it again. Like I'm also like I love also hearing what you wish I would do next time I run a game for you. That's also cool. Who wants to go first with a star? Let's do stars first. Yeah.
Sufficiently spooky. Mind jumping wizard or like controlling wizard with weird puppet people is awesome. That was really cool. I was like, oh, these are like. This whole time I thought it was gonna be like, oh, these are zombies and stuff as you were going, and then it was like, nope. And that was such a cool twist.
Yeah,
that was really nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, super good.
I will steal this. Put it in my mind bank for ideas. What to mine from.
Repurpose. My one was I love the just the actions between Labubu and Fletcher, specifically the advice/slap scene.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was.
Advice. You should just do this.
Fuck. I know how hard it can be. Gonna be. Yep.
Give up halfway through.
That's good.
It's really hard to pick one. I liked it all. It was just like really good. I did really like the buddy cop, Labubu and Flechette. I liked the song. You know what? Star the song.
Nice.
That was a nice little moment.
I'm adorable, I know.
Damn.
I think my favorite part was as we got to the tower, you set the scene, but allowed us all to add our own specific detail. So we all created the setting together, and I thought that was really cool. I'm going to steal that and put that in my mind bank.
I see.
Like when you were like, he has super bushy eyebrows. I was like, oh my god, like my statue.
What I really enjoyed and really loved was the you all were constantly going for the forward momentum. Like there wasn't this right, you did the thing where I'm checking for traps, but it was always going forward, always trying to get to the next thing. Like it was really easy that way to just go on to the next thing, and it's like a pleasure to run for you, all of you.
Awesome.
Aw. So sweet.
Just saying how it is. Yeah, so wishes, like what would you wish to like maybe explore more or differently with this game, or setting, or the way I did it, or
my wish is for more, because like I love Vagabonds. It's just it's fun for a one shot, but I feel like it's even better for like, you know, a little bit longer. You don't really see a lot of its growth.
Yeah, like I could have done this with like World of Dungeons, and it would have been like pretty much the same, right?
Exactly. That's my big complaint with the one shot of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like there's stuff like we didn't use the prepare and planning rules, and where you can really like make sure, and the travel stuff. There's lots more that the game offers.
Yeah, that's
in downtime.
Downtime.
Yeah, and downtime.
My wish is that I could have described a smooshing scene and told you that Sir Pixaban doesn't have lips.
You know what? This has come up.
Big lips.
A very big
No
mouth.
lips.
Because this is not, in fact, my first lizard man romance this month.
Just second one with me.
It's recurring. It's a motif in your life now, in your role-playing
Yeah.
game life.
Lately, yes.
There's no shame here.
I think cold-bloodedness
Nope.
attracts
No
cold-heartedness.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, my wish. I mean, smooching scenes is good. I always wish for smooching scenes. But I would have liked to play this for longer and explore some of the like the level up mechanics and
Mhm.
and downtime and social scenes and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Same.
Yeah, I think mine's the same. It's just playing it for longer, and I would like to see just like the different just kind of interactions we all could have had. With like the solo scenes and like the group scenes. But it's hard to always do like in a one shot. So I would have liked to have that kind of like long journey of like how would Zarapan and fucking Labubu act towards each other and prior and all that other stuff. So I would have liked to have seen that.
More dynamics. Yeah. Into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super dynamics.
Yeah. I think my wish. I mean, here's a thing that's like that always depends kind of on like my daily form, and that's often like stumbling over words, and I like gotta stop myself from getting super annoyed while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But that's more of a yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like you also like were generating this on the fly, right? Like not so much making it up, but like rolling it off tables, right?
Not all of it. Like I can show the notes afterwards, which I like didn't really touch, but they like parts of it, yeah, but
Okay.
not like the dangerous.
Sure. Okay.
Like I knew the Kitu, that's a thing that I wanted to have in there, and I thought like, oh well, that's the perfect love interest. The way like. That's who you burn to a crisp without even trying to interact with.
I don't know.
Which I love. That's like perfect about these games.
Person.
Yeah.
It's okay because you know what? I found true love through.
Yeah. Boo Boo's devastated.
I'm so sorry.
It's all great. Fucking Eric trying to kill me in the last scene.
Yeah, of course.
Love it. It was great.
Was there someone else with a wish though, or
That was all of us.
I think we
all of
all
us?
did it.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Thanks for playing this game.
Thanks for hosting and running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously. Props.
Seriously. Yeah. A chance to play Vagabonds and try out Yoon Soon, which I've heard of, but never actually got a chance to experience at all. So, like, when I had to jump at this opportunity.
Yeah, it's got cool monsters like the K2. Yeah. I really love that one. It's really easy to portray. Fluttering moths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So I think then can close this out for the night, right? Or am I forgetting a stop?
No, we did the book club portion. Just
Yeah.
outros.
Then let's go around the same way again. I can start this time if you like. So
Yeah, tell us about you.
yeah, so you can find me at mthsblgr on Twitter, and you can find me tomorrow afternoon, evening on Other Dogs channel, I'm going to be running Cold Ruins of Last Life, and on Sunday I'm going to be running Mouse Guard for Simon and these two people, Pro and Lauren. And on Tuesday I'm going to be in Pro's game, our finale of the Sprawl, which is going to be super tragic, I fear. So lots of stuff coming up. Then Pro.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Progress Starter. Thanks for having me and hosting it. It was super fun. Love playing with everyone. So glad I got the fun to play with Stephen. Wanted to do that for a while now, so it's really great to do that. I love playing with everyone. I am Progress Starter. Catch me on Twitch and Twitter. I do lots of stuff throughout the week. Yeah, so if you want to find out what I'm doing, who I'm streaming with, or have to reschedule, check out my Twitter at ProStarter. It's all on there. Super great for having me. Thank you.
And Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm at JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I had a really great time. I have wanted to play a game with Eric for a really long time, and the other three are some of my favorite people to play games with ever. So this was just kind of like a dream. I do lots of stuff. I play lots of games all over. I have a schedule pinned to my Twitter. Highlights are Mouse Guard is always a highlight. If you are in the London, Ontario area tomorrow, you can go to Forest City Comic-Con, where I will be teaching people to play Mouse Guard in the gaming table at 3 p.m. EST. So if on the off chance any of you watching that are there, come play Mouse Guard with me. And then I also do a podcast called Too Many RPGs. It is a podcast where we talk to creators and fans of actual play shows about the shows they love and why they love them, and just RPG things in general. Our next episode is coming out this coming Tuesday. We talk to the D&D Raw podcast about just all sorts of great stuff and great interpretations of D&D rules, and it's a really fun conversation. So check that out where you get podcasts.
Yeah.
And Stephen.
Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. I'm Steven, or WolfWizard_ on Twitter. Currently, I'm running a game of Burning Wheel every other Wednesday on Off the Table, and I'm in a Monster Hearts podcast that you can check out at off-thetable.com.
And next week, we're in The Witcher.
Oh, yeah, we are.
That starts
Friday, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Josh now, right?
No, it's you now.
It's me.
Josh went first. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you went first.
Yeah.
did.
Sorry.
You were the first person. Okay, so yeah, hi everybody, I'm Eric. Welcome to This Is Once Upon a Game. If you want to play on Fridays with us, go to my Discord. I'll link it in chat here. We have signups and stuff available. Come here, run games, learn how to host, or just play weird games. It's not a lot of pressure. It's very fun. The five of us here can attest. So check that out. Everything else for me, just go to my. Every Sunday I update my events page, or at least Monday morning I update my Twitch events page with all my games that are proposedly scheduled for this week. So you can see my whole calendar there. If you support me on Patreon, you can also get a weekly wrap-up of all the games and the VODs and everything that's going on, as well as my new musings, new game inklings, things I'm reading, music I'm listening to, things that are getting me into the spirit of games and finding out stuff about that there. So that's everything from me. Back to you.
Yeah, that's it, right? Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again, and maybe play with you somewhere. All you lovely chat people as well. Okay, and let's say goodnight, everyone.
Yeah.
Night,
Good night.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.